Welcome back to the TheDnazChannel. I am your wonderful host, TheDnaz, and today we are going to get into some demons today. That's right, we're going to go with the trickster demon, right? This demon is known in many ancient cultures, especially the Native Americans, right? He is actually one of the anomalies that we have in the Skinwalker Ranch. I don't know if you've heard of the Skinwalker Ranch, but this is like the ranch where all the paranormal stuff happens, all the alien sightings, all stuff like that. That's all happening on Skinwalker Ranch, right? But the old natives that lived there, they have stories, and a lot of people have stories on Skinwalker Ranch of this mysterious shape shifting figure. And he sometimes takes on forms of animals, or a lot of times takes on forms of animals. This is a shapeshifter. He's that's why he's called the trickster, right? He can come in many forms. He can come in animals, humans, whatever. It's just someone that is you are gonna encounter someone that is disguised as this trickster demon is disguised as coming to you to divert your path in a way, in a mischievous way, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but most of the time it is, but it's more mischievous. I mean, there could be good mischievous, you know. He can send you for a wild ride that might be the best night of your life, and you might have been like this, good person that's never had a dance with the devil, you know, and all of a sudden the devil comes flirting with you, right? And then boom, baby, you hit off that connection, you have a little fun, you loosen up a little bit, right? This is great, you know. There's two different energies, right? People don't normally know how to work with both, or they don't know how to understand the dark energy. The dark energy is something you can work with, although I don't advise it, people. I don't advise you to be go getting Ouija boards and opening up portals, just so you know. And when you're like watching things, like think of The Exorcist, right? Or exorcisms, like they have live recordings of exorcisms. Go put on a pair of headphones, sit in your room by yourself, and go watch one of these friggin' or go listen to one of these exorcisms. I guarantee you're taking that headphone out, or you'll be looking behind you or something, right? Because your mind is gonna start getting vulnerable because you are putting yourself in that realm. So that's why I say don't play around with these things, because then you're setting yourself up for you to draw in a negative energy that's going to stick to you, right? Because they want to stick to you, they want to feed on you, right? These low energy things, they want to feed on you. So if you are going to be playing with things, you are going to be making yourself vulnerable for them to attach to you, okay? Anyway, this trickster demon is not something that's attaching to you. This is something that is adverting your path. This is something that is throwing the wrench, you know what I mean, into the situation. So you could encounter this thing in a vision, it might come to you in a vision versus coming to you through another person, right? It might come to you in an animal. I'll tell you what happened to me one time. More than one time, I've had coyotes come right up face to face with me. It happens a lot, and I don't know what that is. But one night I was out with my dog too, and an all white coyote. I seen its tail coming from like the other end of the parking lot. I saw it come behind this car and this white tail sticking up. 2 seconds later, it's right here in front of me. It was way over there, and now it just appeared right in front of me. I don't think it teleported on. They're really fast, right? And this thing, it could have just been walking. They just walk fast. This was a big coyote, and it was all white, right? And I know the coyotes that live in my, backyard, right? I live on a preservation, like a pond that's, preserved. So there's like 600 acres back there. I got all sorts of shit. There was a bear spotted in here. This is in the middle of a town, right, in Connecticut. So yeah, so this coyote, I know there's two coyotes back there. I've seen them raised since pups. I've seen them here since pups. Now they're fucking huge, but they're gray, okay? And they're always together. right? This was a lone wolf, right? Lone coyote by itself, all white. And it just came up and it just stared me right in the face. It just stared at me for a second. It was just like me and him just looking at each other, right? And then it just turns around, it just walks away, just like calmly walks away. And I'm like, what was that? Like, how close it got was like, almost being just face to face. It was just right there, 2 feet away from me. And just look like it also came up to me, it was way over there and came up to me to stop and look at me. So this is something that Native Americans, indigenous people, they would call that a sign. They would call that a spiritual sign, The Vikings would have called that a message from Odin. You know what I mean? So these can be signs in good or bad ways. This could be someone from the other side trying to reach you. This is just the world talking to you. You get what I'm saying? If you talk to the world will talk back to you. If you put things out into the world, they will come back around full circle to you. This world is a very interesting game, my friends. A game. It is a very interesting game. It is beautiful. That's why when I realized how this world was working and I realized how awesome this world is, how beautiful this world is, I was like, this is the best place ever. You know what I mean? I'm like, I wake up every day and I'm in this world that you can use your mind to alter, that you can put intention and work into it, and you will get rewards. Once you learn how to work this world and you know that you are the worker of your world, it is just on, like your whole view of this life is just way different. You are open to a lot more things. You learn how to work with a lot more things. And that's one thing about working what they would say the spiritual realm, right? I'm a science guy. I'm all for science. So I'm not all for things that I can't see, but I do know there's a veil there, something I don't know. So, and I would like science to go and see, like, like all the ghost hunters, they use science. They use different things that gives them readings. They like EMP, they use these things that give readings, okay? ESP, whatever it is, the noise sound. They use all different types of frequencies, right? Because this world is frequencies. So once you understand this world and how it's working with its frequencies and how vibration works, you realize that, wow, music creates this flow of vibration throughout my body. Like, if I'm listening to good uplifting music, I'm vibrating at a higher frequency. Wow. Like if I listen to sad, depressing music, I'm sad. So vibrations and music and sound plays with the world and it alters the world. And then you start realizing you can, you know, these frequencies, they create different shapes and they freeze into solid matter, and different things can take different forms. Like water can be ice and steam. It can be the same thing. It's water, but it's in 3 different modes. Then you realize, okay, what if the world's working like this? What if reality is in different modes from different frequency settings? Just like water's held together like a snowflake, the crystalline structure of it is like a snowflake. You could say, okay, wow. So if that's coming together, that's manifesting, and then in these perfect geometrical patterns, maybe if these frequencies are set on different geometrical patterns, it is altering ways the reality works. And then you can start seeing that and being like, okay, now I can see how a person that is a set frequency can die and his spirit can linger here. That frequency can get stuck here. That geometric pattern can be here. Okay, now maybe he can still make effects on this world and haunt this world and do certain things, right? So you start realizing, wow, there's ways for there to be afterlife, or just, like maybe we don't think of life that as part of everything and death as part of everything. When I started realizing this, my fear of death is gone. I do not have a fear of death. There is none. I do know that I will melt into the all of everything, right? Because it's told. The energy doesn't disappear. Once your mind switches on and you realize how this world is working, how it's all frequency vibration, and you start opening up your mind to get smarter, and you can start understanding science more, and then you start getting curious, you start reading science, you start reading things, and you expand your knowledge and you get way smarter, and the world just opens up. It just opens up, and that's what I want for you. I want the world to open up for you, right? So, do more reading. I have new books on the shelf. From now on, I'm doing books on the shelf. And for a little while, we're going to have Aristotle's Physics, okay, is on the shelf. And then we're going to have Stacy Schiff's Cleopatra, A Life of Cleopatra, okay? So, those are the books on my top shelf right now, right? Guys, I'm hitting my mic, guys. Keep safe. Don't be playing around with things that you don't know. Be playing around with evil spirits and whatnot and gadgets and gizmos. Don't do it. Learn about the world. Expand your world. Learn that there is beauty if you learn about our wonderful world of vibration and consciousness. And come back to the DNAS channel for more grounding and for more knowledge. And hit that like and subscribe button because I need it. It helps. We'll see you next time on the DNAS channel.